Hello, Dooley families. Welcome to our 2021 school year. As you see, we're all virtual at this point. Welcome to our school year, and I just want to say, quiero decir, después de esto, todo va a estar en español. This is our second grade team. I'm Mrs. Tariq, and I'm willing to greet your students every day with enthusiasm and patience.
I'm Mr. Arbizo, and I'm looking forward to working with your children this year, helping them to improve and make progress throughout the year.
And I'm Mrs. Kong, and I'm looking forward to working with each of your children, and I'm excited to create a classroom family.
Hi, and I'm Mrs. Vosberg, and I'm excited to be back teaching second grade after several years in first grade.
And I am Ms. Gutierrez, and I am so excited to see your students at 9 o'clock every morning. We're so excited all together to learn. So be there on time, 9 o'clock sharp.
I'm Mrs. Burke, and I'm in room 315, and I'm excited to get to know all of room 315, and I'm excited to see everyone's progress.
Again, families, welcome to our new school year. It is important that we stay connected. So let's show you ways to get in contact. Here is our teachers and teachers' contact information. Please note your child's teacher and note their email. That is our preferred way to get our communication started. Please keep your parent view updated. We need the best email and phone numbers to reach you at. Email your teacher with any questions or concerns. And if you wish to speak to your teacher, email the phone number and when you would like us to call you. We can return calls before school starts, 8:45 to 9 a.m., 12:15 to 12:30 at the end of lunch, or 2 to 3 o'clock.
And now here's a message of reassurance for all of you. Distance learning, reassurance. Grit and grace is our school theme this year. All of us, parents, students, teachers, and administrators are finding our way through all this technology, including the glitches and the bandwidth issues and all the rest. This is a new way for all of us to teach and learn. With teamwork and patience, we will use our grit and graciousness with ourselves as well as with others. Keep calm and carry on. What second graders will learn this year? Well, of course, we'll be covering the English language arts, which includes reading, writing, spelling, grammar, speaking, and listening. Math will be covered, addition and subtraction, with and without regrouping, place value, problem solving, time and money, and other math topics as well. Other subjects such as science, social studies, music, art, and PE will be taught at certain times throughout the week. How will students be assessed or tested? Well, teachers will use their observations and they will be monitoring participation of students. We will be looking at the completed work that students turn in. And of course, our online assessments will be used to test students' skills and strategies. We will also be looking at Core 5 and ST Math, or GG, to see how they are making progress in those language and math areas. Next slide.
Okay, this is our daily schedule. And as far as our daily schedule, school starts at 9 o'clock. And at 9 o'clock, we're going to have something called SEL. And SEL stands for Social Emotional Learning / connections, making connections with the students. At 9:15, we will start the ELA, which is our Reading Language Arts program. And then at 10 o'clock, there's going to be some movement or PE for the students before we have our break at 10:10. Our break ends at 10:20, and at that point, we will have math. And then at 11 o'clock, we're going to be doing some of the other subjects like social studies, science, art, and music. And then at 11:25, we're going to have some more movement or PE. And then lunch begins at 11:30 and goes until 12:30. At 12:30, we will have a read aloud for your child. And then at 12:40, we will begin getting ready for our small groups and independent work. At 12:50, we will have small groups. During that time, your child will either be working in a small group with the teacher or they will be working on independent work. At 1:50 until 2 o'clock, we will have a break. And then after 2 o'clock is independent work again. So from 2 o'clock until 3 o'clock is independent work. Your child does not need to remain on Zoom from 2 o'clock until 3 o'clock for this independent work. However, the teacher will be available until 3 o'clock to answer questions or help your child if needed. Some other things to know would be every Thursday, class ends at 2:30, and then on minimum days, class will end at 2 o'clock, and we will have those announced. Next slide, please.
And parents, we realize and understand that there will be times that your child will need to miss all or part of the school day. So here's a few important reminders. For absences, if your child is absent, please notify the school by calling the office or sending an email to your child's teacher. Please be sure to include the date and the reason for the absence. As far as appointments go, we ask that you do your best to try to schedule any appointments outside of class hours. We know that that is not always possible, so please inform your teacher of any other necessary appointments through email so we know why they are not there.
Zoom expectations. Well, as you know, when the camera's on, we see everything in the house. So we always want to make sure our students are appropriately dressed. To find also a quiet place, be it in another room. It's very hard when you have 2 or 3 computers going on and you can hear the background sound of other people. It's hard to hear your child speak. Make sure when the child gets on that the microphone is muted, but also the camera is on. We're not allowed to leave your child in the classroom if we cannot see him or her. Your child will be put into the waiting room because we do not know if your child is present. And that's very important. That's how we monitor your child's learning ability. Next is the material ready. Make sure at 9 o'clock that all the materials that you were handed, you have your book, your pencils, your paper, everything that's needed is right next to your child at 9 o'clock. Make sure that your child is sitting up straight and that we can see the full face of the camera on camera. What happens is that sometimes the screen is only showing half the face, so we cannot see if the child is pronouncing the words correctly. We watch the movement of the mouth. The next is limit distractions. No toys, no television behind them, no extra devices. We want to make sure that the child is not putting anything in front of the camera that's going to distract them from learning or stopping others from learning. It's important that they stay focused and participate. We'll be asking questions, asking them to do things. We have to make sure they're able to hear us correctly. If it's possible, separate siblings from the computers, and if possible, get a quality headset to stop the background noise and feedback that may come from. We will be using, every hour, there is always a break. So there'll be time for your child to go to use the restroom. Try to make sure your child's doing it at that time, not during class time, because they will miss instruction. Teachers can always be contacted, or we will contact you if there's behavior problems or we know your child's having a difficult time on the computer, because we do want every opportunity for your child to learn. So it's not following these expectations, you'll be notified by phone or by email. Thank you. Next slide.
Of course. there are a lot of questions right now. We all have questions and we all need somebody to go to get help. And we have compiled a list of places where you can go to get help for various technical difficulties. First and foremost is the help desk, the Long Beach Unified School District help desk. They are available to take calls from 9 to 5. You may have to leave a message and have them call you back if they're very, very busy, but their phone number is 562-997-8411. We also are fortunate to have Mr. Tony in the Julie office from 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock. You would just call the school and make an appointment with him if it's something that has to do with your Chromebook or something that you need advice on. As far as technology goes, he is available to help you with that with an appointment. Core 5, this is one of our platforms that we're using, and students need to know how to get on Core 5. And if you are having trouble with that, you can call their technical support number, which is 800-507-2772. And there's also some directions that are all written out for you in English and in Spanish. And these can be found on the district web page. This is from the summer. So there are all sorts of directions there. It takes you step by step. McGraw-Hill is another platform that we use. All of your ELA textbooks and materials can be found on McGraw-Hill. Also, your child's teacher might be assigning work for your child to do on McGraw-Hill. They also access this through their portal. And if you're having trouble getting on or doing anything on there, digital technical support from McGraw-Hill is there at 1-800-437-3715. And you can also find step-by-step instructions through the district webpage. And many of us, including myself, have also published this on our Canvas page. And there's step-by-step directions starting from the portal or from the Long Beach Unified School District webpage. And then lastly, Gigi. We're going to be doing a lot of Gigi. I have called the support number myself, and all of the people I've spoken to have been very helpful. Their number is 888-491-6603. And then also I found this on the Gigi website. It explains how to get started on ST Math, especially if your student is new to our school and has never done Gigi before. This might be helpful to you. And I access this by typing in ST Math onto my search bar and clicking onto their website. And of course, if you have further issues that you need help with as far as technology, please feel free to email or call any one of us. And we'll do whatever we can to help. Next slide.
Ok, de nuevo, bienvenidos a regreso a la escuela virtual. Estamos aquí como equipo de segundo nivel para hacer lo mejor que podemos para asegurar de que los niños sobresalen, divierten y vamos a hacerlo con paciencia uno a la otra. Next slide. Es muy importante que comuniques, que tiene una manera de comunicar con las maestras y maestros. Por favor, de notar el nombre del maestro o maestra de su hijo y la línea de correo. Por favor, también para comunicar, actualice la información en Parent View. También use el correo electrónico para comunicar con las maestras o maestros. Si quiere comunicar con la maestra o maestra, por favor de usar el correo electrónico para indicar su número de teléfono y cuál tiempo prefieres. Estos son los tiempos en que podemos comunicar. Antes de la escuela, 8:45 hasta las 9, o 12:15 hasta 12:30, y entre la hora de 2 y 3. Next slide. La aprendizaje en la vida virtual. La tenacidad y la gracia es el tema de nuestra escuela. Todos nosotros, padres, estudiantes, maestros y la administración estamos encontrando nuestro camino a través de la tecnología. Hay fallas, problemas de ancho de banda, etc. Esta es una nueva forma para que nosotros enseñemos y aprendamos. Con trabajo en equipo y paciencia, usaremos nuestro valor y seremos amables con nosotros mismos y con los demás. Próximo. Next slide. Los objetivos de aprendizaje. ILE o Artes de Lenguaje Inglés. Ok, leyendo, claro que sí, escritura, ortografía, la gramática, escuchar y hablar es muy importante también para expresar a propio mismos. En matemáticas, suma y resta, con y sin reagrupación, valor posicional, resolución de problemas y tiempo y dinero vamos a enseñar. Otras asignaturas para incluir ciencias, estudios sociales, música, arte y educación física. ¿Cómo serán evaluados los estudiantes? Pues observaciones del maestro, la participación, trabajo completo y evaluaciones en línea. También vamos a ver y discutir el progreso en Core 5, que es leyendo virtual en leer, y ST Math, GG, cuáles matemáticas en la vida virtual. El horario. Ok, desde 9 a las 9:15, el aprendizaje social y emocional es muy importante para todos. De las 9:15 hasta las 10, artes de lenguaje, lectora, escritora. De las 10 y 10:10, atención plena, movimiento y educación físico. Tenemos un descanso entre el tiempo de 10:10 y 10:20. De 10:20 hasta a las 11, matemáticas. De las 11 a 11:25, otras sujetas, estudios sociales, ciencia y arte. De las 11:25 a 11:30, atención plena de nuevo, movimiento y educación físico, muy importante. Y vamos a tener almuerzo entre la hora de 11:30 hasta 12:30. 12:30 hasta 12:40, leer en voz alta. 12:40 hasta 12:50, preparar los grupos pequeños. Es muy importante esta parte del día. 12:15 hasta 1, 12:50 hasta 1:50, grupos pequeños. Podemos trabajar con sus niños en pequeños grupos, claro que sí. Y tenemos otro descanso, 1:50 hasta las 2. De 2 a 3, trabaja solo. Los maestros están disponibles. Excepciones. Cada jueves las clases terminan a las 2:30. En el caso de que tenemos días mínimos, terminamos a las 2 por anunciar. Next slide, próximo, por favor. Entendemos que a veces todos tienen que estar ausentes. Por favor, cuando está ausente, si su hijo está ausente, notifique a la escuela llamando a la oficina o enviando un correo electrónico a maestra. Notifica la escuela por llamada a la oficina o envías algo por correo electrónico. Es muy importante que incluya la fecha y el motivo de la ausencia. Citas. Por favor, intente programar citas fuera del horario de clases. por favor, de informar a la maestra o al maestro de todas las demás citas necesarias para el correo electrónico. Okay, next slide. Expectativas de Zoom. Por favor, de asegurar de que su hijo, hija, lleva ropa apropiada, un lugar tranquilo, cámaras encendidas, micrófonos silenciados hasta que el maestro los solicite. Materiales listos. Siéntese erguido y erguido frente a la cámara. Limite las distracciones, sin juguetes, sin televisores detrás de ellos, sin dispositivos adicionales. Mantente enfocado y participa. Separe, por favor, si puede, las computadoras de los hermanos y use auriculares para limitar el ruido. La retroalimentación. Por favor, de usar el baño en los descansos programados. Los maestros se contactarán con usted si su hijo no cumple estas expectativas. Next slide. Ok, durante esta vida virtual hay problemas y si necesita ayuda, aquí por favor de ver diferentes números de teléfono. Long Beach Unified School District Help Desk, el pupitre de ayuda, ahí está el número de teléfono. Y aquí tenemos Mr. Tony, señor Tony, aquí en Dewey entre 8 hasta las 11 para ayudar a ustedes también. Core 5 es el programa virtual de matemáticas. Si necesita ayuda, por favor llamar lo que vea. Y estamos aquí para ayudarles también. Y McGraw-Hill, un programa virtual de leer. Y Gigi, programa virtual de matemáticas. Ahí están los números de teléfono y correo de línea. Y si necesitas más ayuda, por favor, de comunicar con los maestros. Pues termina todo. Estamos un equipo y juntos podemos lograr. Together we can make it. Love.